This is about realizing that you're setting an example and your life tells a story, and that everybody around you, regardless of who they are, is observing that story happening in real time. And whatever people see and observe, they will mimic. Nobody realizes that it starts with them and our actions and how we live as human beings. It means being personally excellent. It means trying to do the right thing when you can do it. It means setting a good example for people around to see. It means treating people right. It means earning income. It means setting a standard for what success in this should and could look like if you just applied yourself a little bit. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists saying goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society. And welcome to reality. Guys, today we have Andy and DJ
Cruise the Internet.
That's what we're going to do. That's what CTI stands for, Cruise the Internet. This is where we put topics up on the screen from the goings-ons of the world. The goings-ons. I don't know. We put shit on the screen. That's going on.
I didn't know you spoke German.
Huh? Oh, was that German? Anyway. I'll try and do my intro. All right. We talk about what's going on. We speculate on what we think is true, what we think is not true. And then we talk about how we, the people, need to be the solution to the problems going on here in the world. Other times we tune in, we're going to have Q&AF. Q&AF normally comes out on Mondays. That's where you get to submit the questions and we give you the answers. Now, you can submit your questions one of a couple different ways. The first way is...
Guys, email those questions into askandy@andyfrisella.com.
The second way is you can go down there in the comment section on YouTube and ask your questions in the comment section. We'll pick some from there as well. Other times we have Real Talk. Real Talk is just 5 to 20 minutes of me giving you guys some real talk. Then we have 75 Hard Verses. 75 Hard Verses where someone comes in who has completed the 75 Hard program to talk about how their life was before, how their life is now, and how you can make a transformation by getting your shit together using the Live Hard program and the 75 Hard program. If you're unfamiliar with Live Hard and 75 Hard, you could get that program for free at episode 208 on the audio feed. It's not on video. We just started YouTube about a year ago. So now there were some videos that were up before that, but we just started posting the show on YouTube about a year ago. So that episode didn't make the cut. So go to episode 208 on the audio feed. You get the program for free. There's also a book on my website called The Book on Mental Toughness, which includes the full Live Hard program, plus a whole bunch of other chapters on mental toughness, why it's important, why you need it, and how it will change your life. The book is unnecessary. You don't have to buy it. I think you'll get tremendous value out of it. And if you want the program for no cost, you can get it for free at episode 208. We do have a fee for the show. The fee is very simple. You're going to notice that I don't run ads on the show. I don't stop the show to talk about things that I don't actually use just because I'm getting paid. Sometimes I think I should do that because I could get a whole bunch of money for a little bit of work. But I think that's annoying, and so I don't do it. And so in exchange, I just ask very simply that you guys share the show. Now, you know we get traffic throttled and banned and messed with, especially on the video platform that we post on. And I need your help in sharing the show. So if you think the show is good, if it entertains you, if it makes you laugh, it makes you think, if it gives you new perspective, if you learn some skills, which you definitely will on Q&AFs, share the show. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.
All right. What's up, man?
What's going on, dude? Listen, feeling a little oppressed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm hoping that shit didn't leapfrog.
What do you mean?
Over the illness that's been floating around.
What, are you sick?
I've been having this constant migraine since this morning, and then like my body just feels a little weak, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, man. It's usually I don't really get sick that often because it's genetically bred.
Yeah.
To be strong.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
400 years of
oppression. Yeah, man. Well, look. There's pluses and minuses that come with that, I guess.
We'll see what happens, man. This shit, we'll see.
I don't know much about that. Just gonna say that right now.
Then you've only been here 200 years.
Yeah. Motherfucker, I didn't come here until after all that shit. All right, I'm just gonna say that. My family didn't come here until 100 years ago.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
We have nothing to do with it.
I've yet to been able to ask my dad, so what the family history is. Guys, let's get in with the show.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a great idea. Let's move on.
Oh man, guys!
I do want to answer a question. I've been getting a bunch of questions. People keep asking me what's going on with me because I've been a little absent on social media. Guys, I was very sick for 10 days. As you can see, I'm looking pretty svelte. I'm at 238 pounds right now, which is the lightest I've been in probably 20 years. And what's going on with me is I got the flu. I worked through it. I stayed on 75 hard. I kept my rucks going. I got through it. And then I got hit with this intestinal situation, and we're not sure exactly what it is. But I was having a whole bunch of blood in my stool. All right. And we're going in for a procedure on Thursday to find out what exactly is going on. But it's no big deal, but that's what's been going on. So my ruck streak has ended. I'm very disappointed about that. I went 348 days, which is very close to the year that I set out. And when I figure out what's going on and I get back in the game, I'll decide if I'm going to attack that again or not. But that's what's going on with me. I feel pretty good. They said they think it's an ulcer or some sort of polyps or something. I did have a cancer screening because I know a lot of you guys are going to say, I had a cancer screening like 4 or 5 months ago that came back negative. So I don't think it's anything too serious, and they don't either. But I do have to have a procedure on Thursday to figure out what's going on. I'll let you guys know. So, so for those of you asking about the ruck streak has ended. But there was nothing I could do about it. It is what it is. I could not do it. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. Hey man, live to fight another day.
I've been getting asked nonstop on the internet. I'm spending less and less time on social media, guys. I'm pouring myself into my businesses and my day job and what I do. The internet's becoming so negative that it's hard for me to even spend time on it at all. So I'm just popping on here and there and dropping some gems for you guys. But outside of that, I'm just doing what I do.
Yep.
So
nothing wrong with it.
I'll keep you guys in the loop.
Sweet. We don't really do or cover celebrity gossip much. But I wanted to bring this up because it's actually a very interesting video, and it doesn't. It ends completely different how I thought it was going to go. But you see this with the newest thing with Kanye West. So he headline reads: Kanye West grabs TMZ photographer's phone and goes off on her. And it's a great video. We got to watch it because I want you to see the end of it. And he really brings out a lot of the some of the shit we talk about on the show, just like people's this entitled belief people have with their opinions. And it's a cool video. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
And Bianca has her free will. Some people are saying you're controlling.
She's TMZ. She's TMZ.
What do you feel like it's okay? I'm a human being. All of this TMZ, this 30 miles on y'all set celebrities up, all this bullshit. I don't give a fuck what y'all got to do. What y'all gonna do? What y'all got to say? Don't come at me with that shit. Ask me that. You think you can walk up on me like that? What you think? Cause you a white woman, you can walk up on me like that and ask me some dumbass shit like that? Asking me about my wife, talking about, does she got free will? Are you crazy? You insane? This is America. You got free will, or you work for the devil? You got free will, you work for TMZ company. I'm a legend. You understand that? I'm here to support Charlie Wilson. You come and ask me some dumbass shit about my wife. That's my wife. You understand? You wasn't asking shit when I couldn't see my kids. When I couldn't, do you have questions? Do you have questions when I wasn't able to see my kids? And that I only get visitation and don't have rights to where they go to school? You got questions for that, or you part of the system? You understand what I'm saying?
We got you.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
What do you hear? What do you hear about that? Is that your job to go up to every celebrity, ask them some dumbass shit about their wife?
I didn't want to take you inside.
No, tell me. Was it wrong for you to ask me about my wife some dumbass disrespectful shit like that? Was that wrong or right?
I'm sorry, Kanye. I just need my phone.
No. Answer the question. I'm supposed to answer your questions? Answer that question. I got your phone now. They gonna arrest me for taking your phone? Arrest me for taking your phone then.
I don't.
You answer the question. You asked me, did my wife have free will? Was that a dumbass, disrespectful question to come ask a grown-ass superhero? Answer the question. What's your name? What is your first and last name and address, miss?
What are we doing?
I just need my phone.
Where is your phone?
No, she came to me and said, does your wife have free will to speak? She worked for TMZ.
Okay, how do you know each other?
Yeah, how do you know me, miss? I don't know you. What is her name? What is this lady's name?
I'm just a reporter.
No, you're not just a reporter. What's your first and last name?
They don't like it when it's turned back on them.
No, they don't.
What's your address? What you make a year? I'll pay you double what they paying you.
Woo! Woo!
Now you smiling.
Woo!
Get her contact.
Yes, I will. Good shit, Melanie.
Thank you.
And he hired her.
Thank you, Kanye.
And he goes on to doing yay shit.
I mean, bro, first of all, how famous are you when you can like wear a full f***ing mask like that?
And people still know it's you.
And yeah. And like you can do a full interview without your face showing and then just walk the f*** off and like look at the picture the guy's taking. Like you guys can't see this on audio, but these guys are like taking fan pictures and you can't even see the dude's face.
Nope.
Like,
But you know that's him.
yeah, that's
I couldn't
crazy,
do that, bro.
dude. That's
They'll
crazy.
lock my ass up. Yeah, and what do you got on this?
Bro, I don't know. I think the culture of society and the internet is way out of hand. I mean, I think people feel entitled to details and hold people responsible for things they're not responsible for. I think people are scrutinizing. And I would hate to be someone. I mean, bro, I've gotten a little bit of a taste of being a known person. Nothing to the level of what this man is, right?
Yeah.
Like he literally is a icon.
Superhero.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
His words.
Yeah. Which one is he? You know?
Yeah, right.
So, but you know, like, dude, I feel that dude's frustration, man. You know, I've had people with me. You know, I've had people show up at my house. I've had lots of people, so much so that I got to spend 7 figures a year on security, bro. Like, because people will they don't have any boundaries. They don't have any respect. You know, the minute you don't serve them, you're a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
The minute you do something they don't like, you're a piece of shit. And this is why, dude, the only people that can do anything in real life are people that are like, well, you, I don't give a shit. Because you can't care. You can't care what people think. You can't care what they say.
Yep.
And if you do, bro, they'll burn you down. It's like a bunch of it's a bunch of irrelevant people that try to attack dudes like this for gossip. And like, dude, imagine walking around being this famous and getting scrutinized to the point where like you're being asked if your wife is a slave.
Yeah.
Like, is she a free? What the are you talking about? Like, so like, dude, people are probably going to yell at him and say he's crazy for him reacting that way. But the truth is, bro, how the would you react? You guys can't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no filter. There's no borders,
bro. People don't take it into account that this happens all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, and like you have one rude interaction with someone. Like, you know, you don't give someone the time of day. You don't like give them the time they expect. You could be nice as bro. You could be eating dinner. You could be at a public place, and someone wants to come up to you, and you give them 1 minute less than what they expect, bro. And then they go on the internet and talk all this shit about you.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's not who he says he is. Bro, I'm a dude trying to live my life.
Trying to eat.
Yeah, like holy shit, man. And like there's zero awareness with the internet or with people anymore because of social media. They think they can run up and stick a camera in somebody's face and they got some power over them, and they never had that power before. And like, bro, ultimately at the end of the day, we have to have some awareness as people for this kind of shit. Because, dude, if the society continues to just, because like, dude, 20 years ago before social media, it wasn't like how it is now. Okay. Like, yeah, you saw a famous person and like you might be out to dinner one time in your life and see somebody who's truly famous. And you're like, holy, there's Sylvester Stallone, right?
Right.
Like nowadays, people see you everywhere you go. Like everywhere you go in public, bro, they see you. This is why I don't go anywhere. Because like, bro, I don't like that shit. I do like doing this part of it. I do like helping people. I do like sharing information and seeing people succeed. But the way that people react is it's so off-putting that it like it makes you not want to do it. And the problem that we're going to have as a society if we keep this shit up and we don't call out when it gets ridiculous is that there's going to be nobody doing anything. Nobody's going to share anything with you. Nobody's going to be cool. Like, you're not going to have anybody to look up to. You're just going to have a bunch of shit.
Well, that's the thing. It's up for the people who are cool. You know what I'm saying? Who just want to, hey, and he gets finally meet you in person. And then keeps it moving.
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
Up for them.
But like, look, dude, I get like 1/1,000,000% of what somebody like he gets.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, I get it. Like, I'm surprised this dude hasn't like choked people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, imagine walking down the street, bro, and someone walks up to you and just shoves a camera in your face and says, "Is your wife a fucking slave?"
It's weird, too, because they know everything about you. You have no idea who they are.
That's a whole nother thing.
I mean, fuck.
That's a whole nother thing,
yeah,
bro.
Man.
That's a whole nother thing. You'll be sitting at dinner.
How's the kids, bro? Whoa,
yeah,
hey.
You've never seen this person before in their life, ever.
Yeah.
And they know everything about you because they've seen you on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, bro, there needs to be some awareness. And people will, the people will say, well, that's what you get for putting yourself out there. Well, that shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
Like, we should have some respect. We should also have some grace. We should also realize that nobody out here is perfect and that there are people, every single person, every single one of you, and me included, and Kanye and his wife and all these people, they all have other parts of their lives, right? And like, the internet's become this thing where they try to expose people's shit.
It's got your moment.
And it's like, bro, like, if you were the person being exposed, you wouldn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a clean closet, really? Like, you're all perfect. You have a clean closet. Like, you don't have anything you don't want people to know. And bro, I'm a big believer in karma. I think that people that have no line in the same, now, dude, look, there's things that do need to be called out. There's things that are bullshit. There's things that are wrong. But like, the way the internet behaves, it's gonna eat everybody up, and nobody's gonna share shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because, dude, I'm telling you, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. It's not cool.
Yeah.
So I feel for this dude. You know, I'm a Kanye fan, dude.
I like Kanye.
I've always liked Kanye. I don't agree with everything he says or how he says it. I think some of the shit he says is insane. But I also think that he's a fucking genius in a lot of ways. And so like, yeah, dude, just look at him. Like this dude, he gets, I don't know. I just wouldn't want to be him, dude. I feel bad for the dude. I think he's probably an awesome dude that is so sick of people that he's just like, F you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I like watching that video, bro. He was 2 inches away from smashing that lady's face.
I thought he was.
Bro, for real.
Then, like I said, when they ended, though, it's like, what's your salary? I double it. Get her contact.
Yeah, but that's just more of the thing. Yeah. You know, like, the reason that people behave this way is so that they can get some money, or they can get some clout, or they can say, look what I did. I got that guy. Mm-hmm. And bro, it's just not good.
No, man. Now, guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think on Ye, and let us know, man. With that being said,
I mean, ultimately, there's some truth to the fact that if you're going to put yourself out there, you can't give a f. Yeah. All right. And like, you shouldn't anyway, because
there's some fine print.
The truth of the matter is, most of the people that criticize you when you put yourself out there are people that you would see at a gas station and say to yourself, like, what I always do is imagine myself in public. Mm-hmm. And people say a lot of shit to me, dude. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done a lot of really good shit, and then like, they don't like one thing, or they don't like the delivery, or they see a clip that's out of context, or I curse too much or something, right? Or whatever. And they say, you know, that guy's this, or he's a piece of shit, or he's this, or he's that. You guys don't know me. You don't know how I live my motherfucking life. You have no idea, actually. You see what the I do when I share with you the things I share, because I don't have to do this. Okay. I charge very little for what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've got one paid thing with Arte where I charge people monthly to learn 25 years of business experience. I think that's fair. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give it all to you for free. And by the way, I've got 300 episodes of the best entrepreneur podcast of all time that will always be free, which will set a base for anybody to win in business. I mean, we could go on, but like, the point is, you do one thing that people don't like, and they're like, well, he's taking advantage of people, or the f are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do so much good, and people will pick it apart. Mm-hmm. And I just imagine people in the gas station. Like, when I go to pay at the gas station, I imagine, like, when I see the mean things that people say about me, which is every single day of my life, I imagine the person I see that's in front of me on a Sunday morning buying lotto tickets and a 12-pack of Budweiser with their shitty-ass shoes rolled in, and looks like they just got up out of bed and they're buying a pack of Marlboro Lights, and they turn around to me and say that. And that's how because dude, that's usually what it is. It's usually people who have nothing better to do. They just think they're going to get a bite of you. And when you're mega famous like Kanye is, bro, it's a gazillion times worse. And so like, dude, you know, this is a lesson for anybody out there trying to really do something in today's day and age. Like, you have to be willing to not take that shit to heart, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that there's things that will come along that you have to address. There's things that come along that you have to make changes and say, okay, well, I can't do that. That's wrong. But, you know, just the chirping, the bullshit chirping, you have to be willing to look away.
Yeah.
You
Guys,
know?
tell us what you guys think. Jump down in the comments below. Let us know your thoughts on Kanye. And with that being said, man, let's get into the show.
Yeah.
Guys, remember, if you want to see any of these headlines, pictures, articles, links, videos, go to andyfrisella.com. You guys can find them link there. That being said, let's get into our first headline. Got to talk about it. Headline number one reads, Joe Biden is considering striking Iranian naval assets in the Persian Gulf in response to deadly drone attacks as Trump and GOP slam president for failure to deter Tehran, despite multiple warnings. This is a Daily Mail article reading, Joe Biden is weighing up launching strikes on Iranian military assets in the Persian Gulf after 3 Americans were killed in Jordan by a Tehran-backed drone. The president has demanded advisors present him with options on how to respond to the attack without dragging the U.S. into battle in the Middle East, Politico reports. Insiders reveal any revenge bombings will taking place in the coming days as the commander-in-chief and military brass study a range of targets. Fears of war were sparked over the weekend when an Iran-backed suicide drone killed 3 American soldiers at a remote base near Jordan's border with Syria. The victims were named on Monday as Specialist Kennedy Layton Sanders, 24-year-old, Specialist Brianna Moffitt, 23, and Sergeant William Rivers, who's 46. Iran-backed militias calling themselves the Axis of Resistance have also launched more than 160 strikes on U.S. targets since October 7th terror attack by Hamas. It comes as a delicate time for the White House, with Biden not seen out and about on Monday after sparking health fears due to a bumbling speech in South Carolina. Meanwhile, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has only recently returned to the office after going AWOL to have prostate cancer surgery. At least that's what they told us. Now, here is spokesperson Kirby on his response at the White House.
The President and the First Lady, as well as everyone in the administration, send their condolences to the family of those who were killed. No Blue Star family ever wants to become a Gold Star family. And sadly, there are now 3 more families on that roster. It's hard to imagine the grief that they're feeling right now and that they will feel for the rest of their lives. These troops were conducting a vital mission in the region aimed at helping us work with partners to counter ISIS. And even as the Defense Department gathers more information about the attack, that mission must and will continue. The counter-ISIS mission is separate and distinct. Indeed, it has been long-standing and unrelated to our efforts to support Israel and to prevent a wider conflict in the region. We do not seek another war. We do not seek to escalate. But we will absolutely do what is required to protect ourselves, to continue that mission, and to respond appropriately to these attacks.
Now, it's interesting because, we like receipts on this show. We all like receipts. We got 4+ years of receipts on this show. And I got some receipts of Joe Biden also. This is a tweet from the official Joe Biden account back in 2020. Let's be clear. Donald Trump does not have the authority to take us into war with Iran without congressional approval. A president should never take this nation to war without the informed consent of the American people. That's interesting. Because that's exactly what he's about to do. That's exactly what he's about to do. So much so that you got people coming out of the woodworks who you would not expect. Did you see Joy Reid's response on this?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen this? So even MSNBC's Joy Reid drops F-bomb in hot mic moments, seemingly blasting Biden, starting another war. Here's the clip.
Over the weekend, President Biden said he's ready to take action if Congress is serious about solving the border issue.
If that bill were the law today, I'd shut down the border right now and fix it quickly. And Congress needs to get it done.
Starting another war. Still trying to kill the deal.
You see, that's the problem.
That's
here.
how you know they're
Hold
full
on.
of shit.
That's the problem here.
Yep.
You got people on TV who are hiding their own personal views and their own personal opinions to deliver a message because they're being paid to deliver a message. She is the problem. And I could go on and on and on, especially around the racist shit that she says.
That she's instigating.
She's one of the most racist human beings on the media of any, like, if any person of any other race talked about other races the way that that woman talks about them, they would be blackballed from everything. If you took a white person up there and said that shit about any other race, bro, that person would lose their job, they'd lose their bank account, they'd be
doxxed.
Oh, dude.
Dude.
But see, this is the problem.
But she can go in there with a blonde toupee and get away with it.
Yeah, but dude, that's the problem. The problem is we live in a land of propaganda. These people have no soul. They have no. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, you know what's interesting? This clip actually makes me loathe her even more. Because
she stands on there talking about how,
bro.
Yeah.
What she's saying and then what she's able to say off camera or what she thinks is not being picked up on mic, it makes me hate her even more.
Yeah. Yeah, it exposes her for the vile piece of shit that she is.
Yeah, man, coward, bro.
Bro, she's a piece of shit. Like, bro, she says so much incredibly racist shit. Like, dude, listen, we as Americans have to get past this race bullshit. Okay? Nobody really gives a what color your skin is. Real talk. Only insane people that are on the far progressive left that are part of the programming even give a about race, or the NPCs that are too dumb to think for themselves. You walk down the street, you see a black guy, you see an Asian guy, you see a white guy. They're all cool, man. Like this race baiting bullshit. They do this shit so that we all fight each other and we never get together and say, dude, they're us all.
She doesn't even believe that.
No,
shit.
no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but she'll go on there happily and prop that
bro,
shit
she's
up.
a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bro.
And like, I reserve that title for I'm responsible with my use of that title.
It's very, yeah.
Okay.
You don't just pass that out like
no,
candy.
that's right. She wins the 5-star piece of shit award, period.
Hey, order her a trophy. Let's send it to her.
5 stars, a big old steaming pile of shit. That's what she is, bro. She's a race baiter, divider. She's the reason that we can't all get together in the community. And what's so fucked up, bro, is that it ruins her family too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, she thinks she's insulated, though. That's
dude,
the problem.
They think they're part.
She's been promised insulation and a few extra crumbs of the pie. She thinks she's insulated, bro.
Yeah.
And what she doesn't understand, bro, listen, history repeats itself. That's all I'm going to say. History repeats itself.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Dude, I believe that. I believe if they continue down this path of division, there will eventually be a revolution in this country where the media is held accountable for what they're doing.
It happens every time.
Bro, they're manipulating. Yeah, and those in every other time in history of Earth, those people were killed.
And they go first.
And dude, the media in this country, if they continue down that road, they're going to, and I think they're trying to inspire or incite violence because they want, I think if I were them, how I would think about it is, okay, we have the power now. If we can get them to react violently now, then we can squash it with our military and kill their main leaders or arrest their main leaders now and remove the resistance from our path. And by all accounts, I think that's something that they talk about and think about on the backside.
Yeah.
You know, they want us to start fighting each other. They want us to, like, bro, you go back to George Floyd, bro. They tried so hard and they succeeded in a lot of ways to get black people and white people to dislike each other. And bro, we're still suffering from all of that. The good thing is I think a lot of people are waking up. Yeah. It's really cool to see people waking up. But dude, we have to get smarter than this. And we have to stop letting turds like this divide us, you know, when we're all regular people, man, that just want to be left alone.
100%, man.
The psychological manipulation that's been happening on society for the last number of years is abuse. It's abuse. We're not even allowed to peacefully exist. We're not even allowed to just live our lives at all. We're constantly propagated with division and hate and stress and anxiety. And dude, it all plays into their narrative of keeping you on edge and keeping you stressed and sick and incapable of like doing anything. It's just, dude, it's so frustrating, dude. And bro, this woman is poison.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, but I mean, here's the thing. We have 3 American soldiers that are dead. Biden has yet to, at the time of this recording, he has yet to call the families of those fallen soldiers. Instead, he just put out a tweet saying last night 3 U.S. service members were killed, many wounded during an unmanned aerial drone attack on our forces stationed in northeast Jordan near the Syria border. Jill and I join the families and friends of our fallen in grieving the loss of these warriors in this despicable and wholly unjust attack. Have no doubt, we will hold all those responsible to account at a time and in a manner of our choosing.
Well, did I see this or not see this? But didn't I see that the story was that the reason the drone was able to get through was because they thought it was a I might have misread this, but they thought it was a United States drone returning.
Yep.
So you're telling me with all this radar technology and all this identification that we have and all this intelligence and all this surveillance, we just accidentally thought that was one of our drones and we just let it in our space? You see what I'm saying here? Like, remember, doesn't this kind of sound just like the intelligence reports that happened on October 7th where Israel was warned for literally, I believe 10 days from different countries and intelligence, when Israel has the best intelligence of anyone that these attacks were coming, and they ignored it and allegedly allowed it to happen? Mm-hmm. Doesn't this feel like that?
I'm just saying, you know, listen, I was
like, do you really believe, like, honestly, do you really believe with all, like, bro, I've seen a airplane radar screen, right? Like, everything on the radar has an identification number. It's very clear.
We know our shit, bro.
Yes. So we know what is what. So you're telling me that the radar malfunctioned and it said that was a U.S. drone coming back? Because the story they're telling does not add up to the technology that we have. And anybody who's ever paid attention to any of the technology, the only people that would believe this are people that are just like out there, like not knowing shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like,
people who still believe we went to the moon.
Dude, that's a whole nother. People get pissed off by that one, bro. Look, people feel strongly about the moon.
No, but it doesn't. But you know, I was gonna go down this track. It's a little tinfoil though, but
it is tinfoil.
But hear this though. So I think it's interesting because I agree with you, right?
I'm like, well, I'm just saying, like, dude,
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe they should explain how it happened a little bit more if that's how it happened.
A little bit more transparency, right? But I just thought this was interesting because, you know, right now the left, they're losing the black vote, right? It's undeniable. It's gone, right? And just the day before this happened, Biden was in South Carolina and visiting black barbershops and visiting all these black people, right? Went to one kid's house.
Yeah.
Right. And he, like I read this political article, the headline was, you know, Biden tells blacks that they're the reason he won the election. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff goes down, and then the 3 service members that die, they're all black.
I didn't realize that.
We need they need the justification for war. They need the people's consent. They need the people
I mean, dude,
place of
I
opinion.
don't know. That might be getting a little deep.
It's a little tinfoil.
I mean, how the do they do that?
It's a little tinfoil.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, I've seen videos on the internet. We've all seen them where they like legit see a guy and they're like, "There's the guy. There's Steve."
Warheads on foreheads.
Yeah, right. And they like, dude, it's just like this thing.
I'm just saying.
No. It's like exactly like what Biden's saying about what Trump did, because what he's talking about is when he drone strike that guy from Iran, you know, and he came out in the middle of the night. He's like, he died like a dog.
Yeah, we got him. Abu Benshar Harari.
He died like a dog.
He died like a dog.
Yeah, which was hilarious. Like the guy was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Okay,
what?
But like, dude, if they could identify a single human. Like I mean, it's possible.
I'm just saying.
Here's what doesn't sound. Okay, it is a little tinfoil, but it's a little out there. But it doesn't make sense to me that with our technology and our data and our information, that a mistake like that happens.
No, not in 2024.
No,
not with our capabilities.
Yeah, like yeah, dude, right. In 1991 in Desert Storm,
friendly fire, maybe.
I don't even think then.
Yeah,
it doesn't smell right, bro.
No, it doesn't, man. It doesn't. It doesn't. You know, and here and here's the interesting thing too that people got to remember. Okay, if we go into war with Iran, okay, it is almost a 100% fact China will get pulled into that as well, right? Because China and Iran, they're good friends, they're good buddies, they're in BRICS. I mean, like that, you ain't breaking that up. And so the problem that people have to understand is that this is not just Iran hates us and they just, no, like we are funding all of these proxies attacks. The United States, our taxpayer dollars are funding these attacks, right? We're giving them the money to do this shit. And then when they throw the stick at us, we try to go attack them and say, look what they're doing. We got to go to war with them, right? Like we're doing this shit to ourselves,
and they make all kinds of money.
Well, those
guys make all kinds of money, and all the peasant class, which is us, we send our sons and daughters to die for their financial affairs.
Yeah. Oh, dude, because they got all the
by the way, we remove our most resistant class, which is our military class of men, from society again.
Like, look at this dude.
Why do you think we have wars every generation? The wars are not because we need to have wars. The wars are so that these in government can take the money, make all the money, and then also at the same time remove the most resistant class of citizen to their bullshit from society by sending them to war to die.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's been going on for hundreds of years.
Either abroad or back at home when they get back here and we don't give them the support that they need here. You know, but like, look at this guy.
Yeah.
We're in the
got a picture on the screen of him with some
These are some union
workers,
guys, yeah.
And they're drinking beers. This idiot's got his hard hat on backwards. Moron. And then you got Klobuchar, whatever the her name is, looking like these people are so fake. It's disgusting.
Mm-mm.
Like and those working class you working class guys that fall for this shit, you're dumb as fuck. I'm sorry, bro.
I don't even think those guys are real.
I'm just saying they don't, dude. They like these people are not for you. They're canceling your whole entire industries.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Bro, the idea that Democrats in general are for the working class, that's 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's 30 years.
That's Jimmy Hoffa, baby.
Yeah, that's 50 years ago. These people are, I don't know that the Republicans are that much for it either, but like, bro, the bottom line is it's not Republican or Democrat, bro. We need some youthful leadership. We need some unity on the ground. We need our men in America to stand the fuck up and say, we're not letting a bunch of elderly, senile, corrupt pieces of shit ruin our lives anymore. And that's only going to come from us becoming formidable opponents, meaning we take care of ourselves, we get ourselves ready, we aren't afraid of them, we speak up, we stand up, we don't cower. And that's got to happen. That's got to start with the American men. Right now, you know, there's still all these American men that say all this shit like around and find out. Bro, they've been around and they ain't finding out. You see what I'm saying?
They ain't found out shit.
Yeah, our men have to grow up and realize that, dude, it is time to, at a bare minimum, stand up and speak up and get together, regardless of race, regardless of social class, regardless of where you come from or what your political views have been, regardless of anything, and realize that if we don't come together as men and stand up against what's happening in this country, we are going to lose our country. Your kids are going to grow up in a communist slave system. That is real shit, and that's not Democrat or Republican. This is a communist insurgency that has infiltrated our government, mostly on the Democrat side, with uniparty people on the Republican side as well. It's not just left or right. It's not just Democrat, Republican. There are people who are with the system and who aren't with the system, and that's it. That's all there is. It's not. We have to stop being tricked to think that it's one side or the other side. It's not, bro. There's people on both sides that are part of this. What's going on? It's a big problem, dude. And we the men of America need to get our shit together, like immediately.
Yeah, guys, jump in on this conversation down in the comments. Let us know what you guys think. Speaking of comments, let's head to them. Let's go cruise some. This comment comes from @Kara Litio. Lee2io. Yeah, let's check it out. Leaving a comment for the algorithm and sharing it on WhatsApp. If I knew about your content a little bit earlier, I would have stopped being a bitch and been the man my family needed before they left. Thank you so much, bro.
Where'd they go?
I don't know.
Well, listen, man, goes with the message I was saying a minute ago. I appreciate the comment, but like, look, guys, like, and this is not about just, talking tough, and this is about like becoming a grown man. This is about taking responsibility for your life. This is about realizing that your voice and your actions matter. This is about realizing that you're setting an example and your life tells a story, and that everybody around you, regardless of who they are, is observing that story happening in real time. And whatever people see and observe, they will mimic. And dude, the problem in this country is that everybody thinks it's everybody else. It's not everybody else. It's you. And if you don't take care of yourself, how can you expect the country to change? Everybody bitches about society and talks about how shitty society is and how society needs to change, but nobody realizes that they are society. Nobody realizes that it starts with them and our actions and how we live as human beings. That's where the revolution of culture starts. And until people grow the up and stop thinking that being a man is just having some tattoos or, whatever the you think it is. It's about being a good human being, bro. It's about standing up when you're scared. It's about saying things that you think are going to get you, backlash. It's about being a man, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, dude, we have a big problem in this country with men. It's a big problem. You guys have let everybody convince you that you're useless and that your shit doesn't matter. And dude, men really do have the short end of the stick, but it's because you let it happen. Okay, you let it happen because you don't stand up for yourself and you don't become what it is you need to become. How can you want the country to be better, and how can you expect the country to get better if the country is made up of individuals and you're an individual that is refusing to get better? If you're not going to do it, then who the is going to do it? It's you. Every single one of you listening, it's you. The reason this country sucks is you, because you're not the example that you could be. And that goes for me too. I lived a big part of my life as way less than what I could have been. Now, and dude, am I perfect? Absolutely not. I'm not going to stand up here on some pulpit and talk about how I'm the perfect example. I'm not. I try really hard though. And I think all of you know that. And we have to all try really hard. We have to stop looking around and saying it's somebody else's responsibility or some ballot box is going to fix the problem. The reason America's weak is because the men are weak in this country. That's real shit. And if you don't like it, you, because it's the truth. You got to do better. I got to do better. We all got to do better. And that has to happen fast. So like, I appreciate the comment, but you guys got to understand, bro, we can't fix society when society is made up of individuals if we're not going to start fixing the individual, which is you. We have an obligation to be the best that we can be. You have an obligation to set that standard. There is a responsibility as a citizen of the United States, whether you believe it or not, to be the best version of yourself. People have died for that. People have died for your right to do that. They didn't die for you to sit around on a couch consuming people's shit on YouTube and being a piece of shit, wasting your whole life. It's a real obligation, dude. And there was a time and place in this country where men knew that. And that's something that has to get back. And it starts with the men now. You guys have been off. You've been allowing yourself to get distracted. You've been believing that someone else was going to come fix your shit. And I think it's becoming very clear that no one's coming. So until all of you men start standing the up and setting an example and speaking your mind and getting engaged, we're going to continue to lose. That's the bottom line. And you're not just going to lose the country. Like, you don't even understand how bad shit's going to get. You're going to lose everything because this shit is going to fall apart. Your kids are going to have no chance. I can't imagine if you're a grown man right now sitting around, not saying shit about what's going on, not standing up, being way less than what they can be physically, being a NPC dumbass, while their kids sit there and play with their Legos or play with their video games. And like, how do you not connect the dots that if you don't become what the you're supposed to become, that kid's going to suffer from it? I don't understand how the people aren't connecting those dots.
How that doesn't compute.
Yeah, they say, I can't speak up, I have kids. No, that's the reason you should. I can't do this because I have kids, I have shit to... No, that's the reason you should. And that's a real responsibility of the men in this country, dude. I'm not talking to the women. I'm talking to the men. All the women want to say, well, the women too, fine, you could join in. But right now we have a problem with the men. And you women, if you really want to fix it, start encouraging your men to be men. And that doesn't mean going to some man camp. It doesn't mean getting a bunch of tattoos. It means being a good motherfucker, bro. It means being personally excellent. It means trying to do the right thing when you can do it. It means setting a good example for people around to see. It means treating people right. It means earning income. It means setting a standard for what success in this country should and could look like if you just applied yourself a little bit. That's what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about perfection. I'm not talking about some pastor on a stage talking about how you need to I'm not talking about that. I'm not telling you that you have to do this or go to church every Sunday or bro, you're free, but you got to try. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't some conservative right-wing message. This is a message to you. And here's the thing. You get rewarded for that. Your life gets better. You make more money. You become more fit. You feel better about yourself. Now you're setting a good example for everybody around you. Everybody around you sees that and they say, well, what did he do to do that? And then they do it. And if we got everybody in society to get along with that and to get on that shit, bro, what the would this look like? What would the country look like, bro, if we could get every single American man to buy into that mentality for real and stop this idea that Donald Trump or Joe Biden or whoever we vote for is somehow save? They're not going to save us, man. These people are not saving us. They're not going to save you. Even if the best president, which I think I'd be the best, all right, let's be real, but that's just me.
I'd vote for you.
Okay? But even if we had the very best president that made all the right moves, bro, you're still going to be fat. You're still going to be suffering. You're still going to be drinking and watching all kinds of porn and smoking all kinds of weed every day. And by the way, I'm not saying you can't drink and I'm not saying you can't smoke a little weed. But what I am saying is you should have your shit together and you don't. And the reason that we suffer in this country is because too many men put the responsibility of everything in society onto other men.
It's real shit, man. Real shit, bro.
And I don't want to see, bro, listen, I'm not talking about perfection, bro. I am the least perfect human being on the planet. Okay, but I do try hard as to the point of where it drives me mentally insane and causes me physical problems. Okay, but I try. And dude, what if we just all tried? What if we just tried? We wouldn't have the problems we have here, man. You guys won't even talk up because you don't want somebody to criticize your political opinion. This is America, motherfucker. People can disagree with you. You don't feel strongly enough about your opinion that you can defend it? Or are you just so weak and so pussy that you want to just pass it along and say, I don't want to with that?
I'll let Andy and DJ talk about it.
Yeah, right. Exactly, man. I'll let Joe Rogan talk about it. I'll let whoever talk about it. I'll let those people handle it. Bro, the reason your life sucks, the reason it's so hard, the reason that you can't make your bills connect dude, it's because you keep passing the responsibility on to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like we're run by a bunch of criminals, dude. We're run by people that are not of the people, for the people, or by the people, if we're being honest. That's who we're run by. And they're making it impossible for the average American to thrive, which is supposed to be what this country's about. Freedom doesn't mean sitting on your ass and being a loser. Freedom means the ability to go after something, create something, build something, become something. And that used to be well known in this country. And until that's well known again, by the men especially, we will continue to flounder. We will continue to suffer. And eventually we're going to reach that critical point where there's no turning back. And I think our generation is that. I'm talking about the men from 20 to 50 right now. It is our time to grow the up and become leaders and become fearless examples of what it looks like to be an American man.
Fucking love that, man. Guys, let's keep this cruise moving. Let's head over to headline number 2. Headline number 2 reads, Mayorkas lashes out at baseless GOP allegations ahead of key impeachment votes. This guy, this guy's about to get kicked out. It is what it is. This is a Fox.
Well, he's a piece of shit.
As he should be.
Him and Joy Reid they are I would say Mayorkas is even worse.
Yeah, let's send him a trophy.
He has power.
We'll send him a trophy.
Yeah. Anyway, let's hear it. I won't interrupt. I'm still wound up, bro.
No, bro. I get it, man.
Like, bro, I'm so tired of us American men. It's like we talk all this tough game, bro, But look at you. Look at you.
You got to do it.
Look at your shit. Fuck around and find out. Really? They've been around, man. You let them tax you at 50, 60% all in. You let them take all your money and steal it and send it over here. You don't say shit. You say, oh, that's the way it is here. No, it ain't the way it is. It's time for us to wake the up, man. And I legit, I don't mean like you got to go to some program.
Yeah.
This is basic shit. You don't got to hire a coach for this. This is bro. Stop putting bullshit in your mouth. Stop putting bullshit in your brain. Stop being a pussy. Grow the up. Do the right thing. Treat people right. Take your career serious. Be a good example in your household. That shit matters, bro. And you don't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. But we got to try, man. Just aggravating. Anyway, sorry.
No, I get it, man. So, yeah, this is a Fox News article reading Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas on Tuesday took aim at what he called, quote unquote, baseless and false allegations leveled against him by House Republicans ahead of a key vote on impeachment articles in the House Homeland Security Committee. Quote, I assure you that your false accusations do not rattle me and do not divert me from the law enforcement and broader public service mission to which I have devoted most of my career and to which I remain devoted, Mayorkas said in a lengthy letter to House Homeland Security Chairman Mark Green. The committee is meeting to advance 2 articles of impeachment against Mayorkas, accusing him of refusing to follow immigration law and of breaching public trust. A vote is expected later today, likely along party lines, moving the articles to a House vote at a future date. Mayorkas' letter comes after Republicans have traded barbs with Democrats in the administration over the impeachment push against the Biden cabinet secretary, who Republicans have accused of a, quote, dereliction of duty in his handling of the ongoing and historic crisis at the southern border. Migrant numbers officially hit 302,000 in December, a new record after 2.4 million encounters in fiscal year 23. Republicans have said that large releases into the interior and a rolling back of Trump-era policies have fueled the crisis. Green's majority began investigating Mayorkas' handling of the border crisis last year, and this month have held hearings on the impeachment articles that were sent by the House last year. Those articles accuse Mayorkas of having, quote, repeatedly violated laws enacted by Congress regarding immigration and border security, and of having, quote, made false statements to Congress that the border is secure and closed and that DHS is in operational control of the border. Literally every time he got up there to talk, he lied. Everything that came out of his mouth has been a lie. Like, I mean, just bold-faced lying. That's what these people do. So, yeah, man, so the vote should be done here probably within the next hour or so, and we'll move to a vote. But this border thing going down in Texas right now, it's all crazy. But here's an interesting thing. So our buddy KJP, I call it KGB.
It's appropriate.
It's appropriate. They stumped her. Why isn't it racist for Biden to threaten to close border? So you guys remember, like, you know, when Trump was like, "Oh, I'm going to shut the border down," right? And how everybody called him xenophobic and that's racist.
Yeah, which was bullshit.
Well, Biden said the exact same thing, and he's a hero. So
of course,
a reporter in the newsroom asked her, and let's see her response.
Go ahead, Michael.
Back in the winter of 2018 and the spring of 2019, President Trump vowed to shut down the border with Mexico, using almost the identical language that the president used on Friday. Many, if not most, if not practically all Democrats called that xenophobic and even racist. Why shouldn't people make the same conclusion about this president's threat to shut down the entire border with Mexico?
So we believe the new enforcement tools that currently don't exist, that will be, we believe that will be part of this bipartisan agreement, will be fair. We believe it'll be tough, but it will be fair.
But he didn't say he wanted to use, excuse me, sorry to interrupt. He didn't say, I would, on day one, I will use enhanced enforcement to improve the processing of people at the border. He said, I will shut the border down, which suggests a total rejection of all people attempting to cross the border without a visa or without proper authorization, which stands in contravention to decades of international and U.S. law that governs the movement of people around the globe and the refugees and asylum system.
Yeah, no,
So why isn't that the same thing that Trump did?
No, I understand your question. What I'm saying to you, the new enforcement tools, right, that we believe that do not currently exist, that will be part of this bipartisan agreement. There are different definitions, right, of what that looks like, of what actually shutting down the border looks like, right? So we're going to let them work through it. We don't know what that looks like exactly, right? What we are asking for, what the president wants to see, is that we deal with the challenges at the border, right? That we have an opportunity to deal with what's going on, the security, and make sure that we have the funding and the resources to deal with what we're seeing at the border. There are going to be...
She's a piece of shit. She also gets a trophy. But here's the thing. So this is all hinging on this bipartisan, quote unquote, bipartisan border bill. Here's the issue with this, guys, and this is why everything's getting held up. It's because Biden is mandating that they include money and aid that goes to Ukraine in the sum of another $110 billion. That's what's holding us all up.
And dude, while while they don't say any of this to the American people, like all of these people are criminals, bro. They are criminal.
Well, because what's happening?
They are stealing our money and sending it overseas while you starve, and you won't say anything about it. And they smirk. They sit up there and smirk. Look at this guy, bro. Listen, this is treason. What they're doing. Okay, they are intentional. I watched a little documentary on these two kids. I can't think of their names. I watched it though. I didn't watch the actual documentary. I watched them be interviewed about their documentary. Mm-hmm. They went down to the beginning of like Central America somewhere, and then they migrated the whole entire route up to the border with the migrants. And along the way, they asked, and bro, it's crazy because like this is all funded by money that comes from our country, and they exposed this. Okay, all these NGOs.
Dude, that's the biggest question.
Hold on, they're feeding.
How the fuck do these people get here?
They're walking here, but they're along the way. There's like pit stops.
Yeah.
Or I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I was watching this and I was like shocked. There's pit stops along the way where these people are fed and like treated and like yes. And it's funded by American dollars, bro. Okay? And there's a whole thing, all right? And along the way, they ask groups of people, they say, who's for president, Trump or Biden? Every single one of them. Biden. Biden's the best. Why not Trump? Because Trump doesn't want us in America. Trump's anti-immigration. So these people are legitimately holding the border open because they understand that the American people are done with their shit. They do not want them in power anymore. And so their solution to that is not to say, hey, we need better policy. We need better solutions for the American people. Their solution is say, the American people, we'll just bring in more people. So they're bringing in millions upon millions upon millions of people that they plan on making citizens or allowing to vote to make up the difference between the people who used to vote for them that no longer believe in their policies. How is that not treasonous behavior? How is that not against the interests of the American people? How is that they are destroying our cities? They are taking our tax dollars that we all work very hard to earn. And they are feeding these people while we have millions of Americans that are struggling and are homeless and all over the country because they want to maintain power instead of saying, hey, our policies are bullshit. We need to fix that so that we can get back in power. It's the most anti-American shit ever.
Oh, the people don't like it? Well, let's get new people.
Yes. That's exactly
That's
correct.
happening.
How is that not treasonous behavior, bro?
Wild, man.
Look at what's happening. Look at the crime. Look at listen to the black communities, bro. If you're in a black community or you're a black American, how does this not infuriate you? Like they've used you for 60 years for votes. They've convinced you that the other side is the source of all the problems and they are going to fix it. And they come to you every 2 years, every 4 years, every 6 years and say, we're going to fix it because they're f***ing it up. And then when you finally realize that they're f***ing it up, they say, we're going to bring in some new people of color from other places to replace you.
Mm-hmm.
How does that not infuriate the Black American communities?
I think it is. I mean, they're definitely up, bro. Like, listen,
bro, I see it. I do see it. But what they say, they'll say shit like this. Well, yeah, but Trump's worse. No, he isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I don't think. Listen, we need new leadership. We need youth. We need new ideas. We need unity. This or that. The shit has to stop. So I'm going to say that. But in today's choices of what's likely going to happen, we cannot say that Biden is a better choice.
Mm-hmm.
These people are criminals, bro, and they're pushing the most disadvantaged people, which they created the disadvantages for those people, out of the way to maintain power so they can continue to steal our money.
Bro, it'd be a whole brand new welfare state.
They're stealing our money, bro. These people are getting rich. You should not be allowed to get rich when you're in the government. That's service, bro. It's insane.
It's wild.
People need to wake the up. And this guy should go to prison for his entire life. And that's being very nice. Because if it were me, it'd be way worse than that.
Yeah.
Way worse than that. But I'm going to say it, prison, because you guys don't get it.
Yeah. Whatever the consequences are for that, that's what should happen.
I've already said what I would do a million times, bro. I'd put these motherfuckers' heads on stakes for 100 years so that everybody remember what it looks like to the people over. You're going to come to government and you people over, you don't act in their interests, your head ends up on a motherfucking stake. I'm not saying you can't have different ideas. I'm not saying you can't. But when you start doing corrupt shit and you start acting in your interests and you start impoverishing your people that you're supposed to represent, the head goes on the stake and it stays there forever so everybody knows what the is allowed and what's not allowed.
100%. Man, guys, jump in on this conversation down in the comments. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know. That being said, let's move to our next segment. Brought it back just for something.
That'll move me up on the list, huh?
Oh, you definitely bumped up a little bit. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Got to improve my rankings.
Just bringing back a little segment. Just leaving this here. This is where I put something up and Andy can't say shit about it. Just leaving this here. This was in August of 2023. UPS says drivers to make $170,000 in pay and benefits following union deal. And today, UPS has slashed 12,000 jobs and cost-saving move as workers ordered to be in office 5 days a week.
I'm going to say something, so I'm going to fail this segment. This is what you guys don't understand. They trick the people who are working class into believing that they're going to earn all this extra money. They say, we're going to pay you $20 minimum wage. We're going to pay, this all started with $15 minimum wage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's $20. Now it's $170,000 a year to drive a goddamn truck. Okay. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They promise them all this shit to get them to go along with it to vote. They say, hey, look, dude, you vote for us. This is the kind of stuff we do. And these people don't understand economics and they don't understand how companies are run. They don't understand that you cannot actually do that because companies don't have the ability to just print money out of their assholes. Okay? So then what happens is they get all these people to vote for this shit, and then that's what happens. You lose your job. Or they automate the shit, and then you have no job. And then they say, oh, well, yeah, I'm getting universal basic income. Yeah, you're getting $3,000 a month, bro. You're broke. You're starving. You can't feed your family. How's that utopia?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have to get smarter. So, sorry I failed the segment.
Yeah, it's all right. Just leaving that there.
You got $15 minimum wage, dumb fucks, for the last, and by the way, it's
here's my biggest issue
bro,
with minimum wage.
McDonald's is making restaurants with no people in them.
That's my thing, bro. Like,
well, McDonald's isn't a real job. It isn't, bro. Like, bro, you got to do what you got to do when you're getting started. It's not meant to be a motherfucking career.
That's my thing. Like, McDonald's is not meant to support a family of four. It's not meant for that.
No, it's
this
meant
is for the high school dude on summer break,
working his way through shit.
you know, or the old lady that retired already that's
Bro,
supposed to stay active.
Do you know how much shit I had to do that I didn't want to do for money? You know what I'm saying?
Like $20?
$20. When I was coming up, okay? Like I had to do a lot of shit I didn't want to do.
Yeah, and then you increase your skill set and you become more valuable in the workplace.
Yeah.
And it turns into $40.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is now like $10 because of Biden's inflation.
That's right.
Guys, let's keep this cruise moving. We got headline number 3. Let's bring it back home to St. Louis, baby. St. Louis making some noise.
Yeah, it always
Woo, woo.
does. Sounds like gunshots.
And Cori Bush. Justice Department investigating Democratic Representative Cori Bush for misuse of funds, sources say.
I think didn't we cover this before?
Yeah, this is a new thing though. So like before, it was like, yeah, she's doing this shit. Now that
she was hiring like her boyfriend
her
or some
husband
shit.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or her boyfriend was like a security
Kind of
guy.
what we did. Yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to walk through this. So this is a CNN article, and I was shocked to see they even covered it. But it's everywhere. So the Department of Justice has launched a full-blown investigation on Cori Bush. This is awesome. It's good to hear. What she did was fucked up. I will say this. It's low-hanging fruit compared to what the people like Nancy Pelosi and shit have done, right? Nonetheless, wrong is wrong. She deserves to go to prison, right? Okay. But look how CNN covers it. CNN, first of all, they don't list a dollar amount at all anywhere in the entire article, right? So was it $10 she misused? Or was it $10 billion she misused? They didn't list a dollar amount anywhere in the entire article, bro. All right? They're covering for it. It was a soft pitch article. The Justice Department is investigating Democratic Representative Cori Bush of Missouri for misuse of funds. A senior congressional source with knowledge and a source familiar with the probe told CNN after the DOJ subpoenaed the House Sergeant at Arms Monday for documents related to the matter. Separately, 2 law enforcement sources told CNN the investigation is targeting Bush, who is the subject of a corruption probe. According to the source familiar with the probe, the subpoena involves the misuse of funds surrounding security. Bush confirmed in a statement that the Justice Department is reviewing her campaign spending on security services and says she is fully cooperating with the investigation. Quote, "First and foremost, I hold myself, my campaign, and my position to the highest levels of integrity," Bush said in the statement. Quote, "I also believe in transparency, which is why I can confirm that the Department of Justice is reviewing my campaign spending on security services. We are fully cooperating in this investigation, and I would like to take this opportunity to outline the facts and the truth." Bush maintained she has not used any federal tax dollars for personal security services and that she complied with House rules. Bush further explained she retained her husband's security services, quote, because he has had extensive experience in this area and is able to provide the necessary services at or below a fair market price. The Justice Department declined to comment, and the House clerk on Monday read a letter on the floor from the Sergeant at Arms informing the chamber of the subpoena. Quote, "The Office of the Sergeant at Arms for the House of Representatives has been served with a grand jury subpoena for documents issued by the U.S. Department of Justice," the clerk said, reading from the letter. Quote, "After consulting with the Office of General Counsel, I have determined that compliance with a subpoena is consistent with the rights and privileges of the House." What'd she really do? We're talking $750,000 of taxpayer dollars that went to her husband. Got to call it what it is. All right. And this is for her security protection while she was going around Missouri.
I thought we covered this.
We did. Again,
So
like
it's just gotten
out
worse?
there. No, it's out there, but now they're officially launching
okay.
the investigation.
Yeah.
So she's going to go to jail. Hopefully.
Has she made a statement?
Yeah, that was her statement that she confirmed the investigation is real, the probe's real.
Has she made a defense yet?
Yeah, well, her only defense is that she said she's maintained that she did not use any federal tax dollars for personal security services, even though not only is that a lie, she admitted that she did way back in 21 when we covered it on the show. And that she says that her husband's security services, she retained them because, quote, because he had extensive experience in this area, which is a lie. The dude never owned a security company.
That's right.
We checked that on the show.
Yeah.
And is able to provide the necessary services at or below a fair market rate. Now, I mean, like I said, dude, it's low-hanging fruit, man, but I'm glad it's finally coming. It took long enough, you know.
What do you think? So let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to guess what her defense will be,
Nope.
that's the wrong photo.
Oops.
And you guys are missing out if you don't watch this shit on YouTube. It's crazy that most people still listen on audio.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy. Like, dude, like 90% of
I'm about to say it's like 95%.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You guys are missing out on YouTube, man.
It's all right.
But anyhow, that's cool.
Doesn't it? Right?
It does.
Doesn't
It
it?
does. It does. It's very similar. I can't even tell the difference.
Doesn't
fact,
be the poster.
I think there's rules against alien serving in our Congress. So let me ask you this. When this comes down, and if she gets indicted, which she should, what do you think her defense will be at that point?
You guys can't do this to me. I'm black. I'm a black woman. I was the first black woman to be black and a woman. And I'm innocent.
That's racist, DJ. You know that though, don't you?
That'll be her defense, man.
1,000%.
Nope.
It's like that Claudine Gay lady that got caught lying about her whole academic history, and then
like
it's racism.
Fannie Willis, who's the prosecutor, that
you can't attack black women, like, bro. You know what's
Y'all
cool?
doing some up shit, man.
Yeah, you know what's cool though is people ain't buying it no more.
No,
nobody gives a. I told you this would happen. Remember back in 2020, we were talking about all this shit, and I don't know if it was on the show or off the show, but I remember I think it was on the show, where like when I said they're overusing the defense of I'm a minority and I'm black, and eventually it's going to stop working.
Nobody's gonna give a
and they're
shit.
overusing calling people racist, and eventually it's going to stop working. Like, dude, and that's a problem, bro. Because, dude, if there is a real situation of racism, how are we going to identify it now?
Can't solve the problem, bro. You can't solve it.
Hold on.
If you can't talk about it,
well, I'm just saying, like,
you can't solve it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying now cases of real racism are going to go unchecked.
Yeah,
because
the
of
three
the people
that happen a year.
Huh?
The 3 that happen a year.
Well, I mean that's up for argument. I think there's real racism, but I think racism goes both ways. You know, the idea that racism only goes towards black people is a lie.
That's the one I was talking about.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, that's a lie.
Yeah.
That's a flat out lie. Okay? Because there's tons of examples that you can point to in society, and if you point them out, you know, you're a racist.
Right.
Right? But the reality is like racism is any sort of discrimination whatsoever towards anybody for their race. And it doesn't just apply to certain races. It applies to everybody. And so racism is everywhere. But how are we going to, and it's almost good that this has happened because now you can't identify it. So if you can't identify it, then is it a real thing?
Does it even exist?
Or are we just looking at people and saying you're doing fucked up shit? Because
I'm cool with that.
That's where we need to be.
I'm cool with that.
Dude, the race should not play a part in someone's judgment.
Yeah, you didn't get this probe, Cori Bush, because you're a black woman. You got this probe because you're a piece of shit.
Now, in all fairness, we're speculating, but I will make you a wager. Which she's
gonna play that card.
Yeah, 100%.
She's going to play that card. Yeah, no, listen, she's playing.
This is
card.
Discrimination against me because I'm black and I'm from.
And I've done so much for my city.
Yeah, you haven't done shit. You've ruined our city.
You just took the dollars to pay your husband.
Yeah,
$750,000.
She's a terrible human being.
Yeah, piece of shit, man.
Yeah,
she gets a trophy. This show was full of trophies, bro. We're passing that shit out.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was that thing she got caught talking about? She got caught talking about something on camera recently, which was hilarious. Like they were asking her a question
that she knew nothing about.
She knew nothing about it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then the reporter like spanked her, and she was like, "Well, you know, that's not exactly what I meant. I meant it like, bro, she's so off base and unqualified to be representing anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like this woman was a street organizer for Black Lives Matter. The only reason she's up there is because in 2020, people were hysterical about race.
Yep, that was a hot topic.
She was the person who was out in the street with the megaphone saying crazy ass shit. That was her. And she's a member of Congress now. That's insane.
Doesn't make sense. But that's not what we're talking about from the people. That ain't it. That's not it, man. Guys, tell us what you guys think. Jump in on this conversation down in the comments. Let us know. That being said, let's get to our final segment of the show. As always, we have thumbs up. We're dumb as This is where we bring a headline up. We talk about it. And we get one of those two options. And I got a good one for you.
All right.
I know you like animals.
Yeah.
You like dogs. Keith like cats. This headline reads, a woman in China has decided to leave her $2.8 million fortune to her dogs and cats and nothing to her children. This is interesting. So a wealthy woman in China has decided to leave her $2.8 million fortune to her pets, and her 3 children will get nothing, say reports. The woman from Shanghai with the surname Liu decided to cut her children out of her will because she felt they neglected her in her old age and did not visit when she was ill, the South China Morning Post reported, citing Zonglong News. Meanwhile, her beloved pet cats and dogs remained by her side, she said. Her dramatic decision was greeted positively by some Chinese people online. Quote, well done. If my daughter treats me poorly in the future, I will also leave my house to others, one said. It is unclear how old the woman is, but the report describes her as elderly. Her will now dictates that the money must be spent on her pets and their offspring after she dies, per the report. As it is not legal in China to leave the money directly to the animals, a local veterinary clinic will be responsible for the pets and be the administrator of the inheritance. An official from the Eastern China branch of the China Will Registration Center said they told Liu there were risks in putting the pet clinic in charge of all her money, according to the South China Morning Post. Quote, we told Auntie Liu that if her children changed their attitude toward her, she could always alter her will again, the official said. Now, this is not the first case. So there's apparently a German shepherd named Gunther III who inherited $65 million from his German Countess owner, making him the richest dog in history. Yeah, so they're loaded, man. I'm happy to see that, because, like, dude, I know when people pass and they got pets and shit, like, this could have turned way south for those. They
could have ended up as that stir-fried gerbil, huh? Yeah. What the f*** are they eating there? What is that?
Meow, meow.
Is that? It's hard to tell.
They could have went way south for them, but
it probably will anyway. They're not going to let these animals reproduce if the offspring continue to get the money.
Yeah, no, they'll make them sterile. They'll give them the vaccine or something.
No, bro, they're going to make them the barbecue. That is what it is, bro.
Meow, meow.
It's, like, bro, there's, in other countries, man, it's normal to eat cats and dogs.
It's normal shit, yeah. What's the weirdest shit you've ever eaten? Like, you ever eaten, like, coon or?
No, I ate horse one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where you? Yeah,
I was in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a delicacy over there.
I mean, it was just, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't nothing to brag about. I ate pigeon one time too.
That's not bad.
Yeah, pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
Over in Europe, they do like a little hibachi thing, like at the dinner table sometimes. Like, I guess they do that here too. But,
yeah, we got hibachi.
Yeah, but at home, do you have
21.
Have you ever seen it at someone's home?
A hibachi in their house?
Yeah, like, dude, have you ever been to a dinner at someone's house where they have like a tabletop hibachi, like
a Blackstone?
Like 18 inches long by like 12 inches wide, right? And you all have like raw meat and you grill it and sit there and talk and eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what it was like. And pigeon was one of the things, and I ate some. It wasn't terrible.
Tastes like chicken?
Yeah. It wasn't bad.
Oh.
So
listen, I'm not opposed to trying anything. I'll try anything once.
Yeah, I'm not doing crickets.
No, I won't. No bugs and shit, bro. Like, that's, come on.
Yeah.
No bugs. All right, what we giving Ling Ling? I mean, shit, I'm sorry. What we getting Lou?
Lou? I give her thumbs up, man. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah. Hey.
If your kids are an asshole, don't give them shit.
Take care of your people.
I think there should be no such thing as inheritance at all. I think there should be no such thing.
So where does it go?
I don't have to think about that.
I think it's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of people waste their whole lives waiting for an inheritance.
Like, they count on it.
Yeah. So they live like shitty. If you knew that you weren't getting shit no matter what, you'd live a different way.
See, I feel like I wouldn't tell. Like, if I had a big inheritance, I'm not going to tell my daughter that I have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she'll learn. Like, they'll contact her when she's like 18. By the way,
That's too young. Bro, think of all the shit you're going to learn.
Well, she'll know about it, but she can't access it.
Yeah, but I don't think
you're saying even knowing you have access to it.
Bro, I've known too many people who are inheritance people.
Like trust fund kids?
Yeah, who are exceptionally wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were left a lot of money. I know a lot of people like this. And they didn't do shit up until like they were 50. Like, when they got it, they were 50 or something. They didn't do shit until they were 50 years old. Then they got the money and then they just started buying shit.
That's wild.
Yeah, but bro, that's not a life. Like you waste a lot of your life like that.
Well, they lose all of that, I'm sure.
Huh? I mean, it depends on how much you get.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, that's not sustainable, bro.
No, I don't know. I don't have that all worked out of how it would work. But I mean, the idea that you're going to get to a certain age and receive something, I think stifles people's journey of life. That's the point I'm making.
I like that though.
Yeah.
That's real shit, man.
You know, a lot of people sit around and they're like, I don't have rich parents. You're lucky, dude. Because now you get to go out and learn some shit and go on a journey. You know what I'm saying?
That's real shit, man.
Yeah. And in a normal country, like a normal America, that when it's not the way it is right now, and even if it is the way it is right now, it's still like there's people every day on the internet, like out there in the real world, building amazing companies and amazing businesses every single day. Like it's still an awesome place to succeed.
Yeah.
There's still, so, you know, I do want to say that. Like I talk about how shitty it is, but the reason what I mean in context of that is like, it could be so much better.
So much better.
It's so much better, bro. And it's still pretty good. It's just these people are they're squeezing too much juice out of the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People should be able to keep most of the money that they earn. You know, I believe that taxes should be 10%. If everybody paid 10% and there was no bullshit, every company, every individual paid that, there would be no poverty, bro, like there is now.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be.
Yeah.
People wouldn't have to kill themselves, you know, to survive. You know, that dude, it's really hard for people in the beginning of the journey right now. It doesn't have to be that hard. And the reason it's real hard is because people keep believing these idealistic liars who paint this picture that they're going to somehow make them rich for voting for the Democrats, quite honestly.
Yeah.
But even if you vote for them forever, your whole life, and we could see this in multiple different areas of the demographic, what have they actually done for people? Nothing. They've made it worse. And this is not a Republican Democrat thing. It just so happens that right now, that's the message of those people. So.
Yeah. Well, guys, Andy, that's all I got.
Yeah. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.